Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle, awesome GDQ bundle of January 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. But first, a word from our sponsor, JT After Dark. You've read the threads, you've seen the warnings, but you haven't heard them like this. I'm JT. I take the internet's most terrifying stories and give them a voice. From Reddit's deepest archives to the legends that haunt the web, I bring the horror to life. Join me on JT After Dark. Subscribe now and let's see what's hiding in the shadows. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Mika and the Witch's Mountain, a lovely fantasy adventure that lets you live out Kiki's delivery service dreams. You play as Mika, an aspiring witch who is yeeted off of a mountain by her grumpy mentor. After breaking her broom in the fall, you must settle in a village at the base to earn money for repairs and prove your worth by climbing back up on your own merits. The core gameplay involves zooming around a visually delightful island on your broom, delivering packages for a local service. This is not just a simple trip from A to B. You must manage delicate cargo that takes damage if it gets wet or bumped. Since your broom has limited flight boosts, you'll need to navigate air tunnels and vertical vortexes strategically. As you progress, you can upgrade your broom to carry more items, though this increases the risk of damaging your deliveries. Beyond deliveries, you can hunt for collectibles, like statuettes and hidden tarot cards, tucked inside breakable amphoras. While the controls are mostly responsive, the broom can occasionally feel a bit cattywampus or overly sensitive. The game offers about 8 hours of main story content, stretching to 10 if you aim for completion. Despite minor issues like unexplained mechanics and occasional typos, it is a cozy high-scoring experience for fans of fetch quests and exploration. It is a charming, magical journey that rewards those who enjoy the simple pleasure of flying. At number 2 we have Rise of the Triad, Ludicrous Edition, the definitive pure boomer shooter experience, resurrecting the 1995 cult classic with all of its chaotic charm and a ton of new content. Based on a modified Wolfenstein 3D engine, this is a balls-to-the-wall, high-octane title focused purely on action, not complex narrative, as you join the hunt team to fight the cult leader El Oscuro. The gameplay is classic old school. You hunt for keys and switches in dense, maze-like levels that cleverly move walls and feature impressive pseudo 3D effects using the GAD, Gravitational Anomaly Disc, for platforming. You must be wary, as the levels are packed with brutal traps like crushing pillars and flamethrowers, adding a fun supervillain lair challenge. Combat relies on infinite pistols and machine guns, plus different rocket launchers, but the real spice comes from the crazy power-ups like God Mode, Shrooms, and the hilarious Dog Mode. The Ludicrous Edition earns its name by being an absolute labor of love. It includes all official expansions, a brand new map pack, seamless switching between original and Andrew Holschultz's metal soundtrack, new animations, and quality of life tweaks, like the option to nerf the monk HP. If you love classic, quirky, non-stop FPS action, this is highly recommended, delivering the absolute gold standard for re-releases. And number 3 we have BPM, Bullets Per Minute, a game that combines elements of roguelike, rhythm, and first-person shooter games. Developed and published by All Interactive, it offers a unique gameplay experience. The game's main hook revolves around syncing the actions of firing and reloading weapons with a synth-tinged rock soundtrack. Acting in time with the beat is crucial, as shooting or reloading offbeat can lead to consequences such as gun jams and failed reload attempts. Enemy attacks are also tied to the music, creating a constant dance between the player and the monsters. While the rhythm mechanic initially provides satisfying moments, the game's influence from Doom becomes apparent as the player progresses. Constant movement and cramped rooms filled with enemies require the player to adapt to 2 different rhythms simultaneously, which can be disorienting and challenging. However, the game offers an auto rhythm option that frees the weapons from the soundtrack, allowing players to focus solely on the Doom-like rhythm and enjoy the experience to a greater extent. BPM incorporates roguelike elements, but it lacks permanent advantages between runs. Coins can be used to increase stats and purchase weapons and items, but the distribution of these resources feels chaotic and unbalanced. Similarly, dungeon variations and challenging enemy variations can sometimes feel unfair when encountered unexpectedly. Despite its flaws, BPM has enjoyable aspects detached from the central rhythm mechanic. The game offers rock-infused fun, although players may need to invest time to discover and appreciate these aspects. Ultimately, BPM bullets per minute is a promising concept that stumbles in its execution, but finds redemption when breaking its own rules. At number 4 we have SEUM, Speedrunners from Hell. A competitive heavy metal platformer that casts you as a trucker on a mission to reclaim stolen beer from the devil. After losing an arm in a scuffle with Satan, you stitch a demonic limb onto your stump and descend into hell. This arm grants you powers like launching firebolts, reversing gravity, and teleporting, all utilized to navigate 100 increasingly difficult levels. The gameplay is built entirely around speed. You must reach an end portal within a strict time limit, often hunting for a single beer can tucked away in each map. Each floor consists of 10 levels, concluding with a boss stage that tests every skill you have learned. While the straightforward path is clear, shaving seconds off your time to climb global leaderboards requires intense experimentation with routes and frame-perfect timing. Visually, the game captures the aesthetics of 90s classics like Doom and Quake. However, the experience is marked by floaty, imprecise controls that can feel frustratingly loose for a game demanding such high accuracy. The repetitive metal soundtrack and constant deaths might grate on your nerves, but a generous quick restart option keeps the just one more go loop addictive. SEUM is a punishing yet satisfying title that excels when you finally nail that perfect leaderboard climbing run. It is a game that infuriates much more than it delights, but the satisfaction of a pinpoint accurate run to beat your previous record is simply not to be understated. At number 5 we have Jazzpunk Director's Cut, a first-person adventure that leans into absurdity and unpredictability, offering a bizarre experience filled with quirky humor and unpredictable gameplay. You play as Polytron, a secret agent working for a questionable organization, and the narrative is not meant to be taken seriously. Rather, it is just a backdrop for the game's non-stop parade of jokes and randomness. The game's charm lies in its eccentricity, from parodies of pop culture classics like GoldenEye 007 and Power Rangers, to wacky minigames where a Claire flies from a vase shop or hack government computers. Every moment is a surprise. NPCs offer ridiculous context-free dialogue, like, "The human mouth is a tapestry of horrors," that keeps you laughing throughout the experience. Visually, Jazzpunk features a colorful psychedelic art style that enhances the chaotic nature of the gameplay. Its quirky visual filters, like the old VHS tape effect, keep things fresh and entertaining. While the lack of a traditional tutorial or objective markers might cause some frustration, it encourages exploration, revealing hidden secrets and Easter eggs. While there are a few minor technical flaws, like the absence of subtitles or occasional vagueness in objectives, the overall experience remains smooth and glitch-free. The variety of gameplay scenarios, coupled with its offbeat humor, makes Jazzpunk Director's Cut a 2-hour wild ride that never slows down. If you enjoy unique, weird, and humorous games, Jazzpunk delivers an unforgettable experience. At number 6 we have Shovel Knight, King of Cards, a prequel that chronicled King Knight's rise to the throne through platforming and a new card game called Justice. It assumes you're familiar with the series, throwing you straight into the action without a tutorial. This show-don't-tell approach works well for the platforming, turning every screen into a mini puzzle that rewards common sense and trial and error. As King Knight, you utilize a slick moveset featuring shoulder bashes and spinning hops. The controls feel exceptionally responsive, making you feel like a gracious dancer while delivering a smackdown. The narrative is filled with dry humor, particularly in the funny relationship between the arrogant protagonist and his doting mother. A major addition is Justice, a tactical card game similar to Final Fantasy IX's Tetra Master. While engaging, it feels underexplained and strangely underused, considering the story revolves around becoming a Justice champion. The difficulty is slightly higher than previous entries, but the learning curve is so smooth you hardly notice your skills improving. Most of your time is spent in traditional high-quality platforming rather than card battles, which feels like a slight narrative mismatch. Beyond the main quest, a new Game Plus mode and specific feats offer significant replay value for completionists. King of Cards is a worthy addition to the franchise. The platforming remains the star of the show, proving that shoulder-banging skeletons into lava is as satisfying as ever. It is an essential, humorous experience for both series veterans and newcomers. At number 7 we have F.E.A.R 2 Project Origin, a horror-themed first-person shooter that serves as a sequel to the groundbreaking original, though it functions largely as a standalone experience. You'll step into a world heavily influenced by J-horror and John Woo-style action, where the supernatural Alma remains a central tragic antagonist. While you don't strictly need to play the first game to follow the plot, the narrative here feels more generic, lacking the memorable characters and focused mood of its predecessor. Despite a weaker story, the game is arguably more fun to play than the original. The flow is improved, offering a better variety of weapons and enemies compared to the first game's repetitive corridors. Using slow motion remains a highlight, and the transitions between military combat and hallucinatory horror segments are top-notch and visually stylish even today. The environments are surprisingly colorful for a dark title, but the visual storytelling keeps the experience engaging. However, you'll notice distinct console's first trappings from its 2009 release. There are intrusive tutorial pop-ups, huge button prompts, and QTE sections that weren't present in the first game. Technical fine-tuning also took a hit, with bizarre omissions like a lack of support for mouse thumb buttons. Project Origin has aged surprisingly well. It is a polished, entertaining shooter that many modern players might actually prefer over the original, for its superior pacing and variety. If you've missed the series, it is a very fun FPS to check out today. At number 8 we have Nuclear Throne, a precision-engineered post-apocalyptic roguelike shooter that pairs chaotic pixelated gristle with deep technical flexibility. Your goal is to fight through 15 procedurally generated levels across 7 themed areas to reach the throne. The game features a diverse cast of mutants, like Crystal who can shield herself, or Melting, a glass cannon who detonates corpses. Every character offers unique active and passive abilities that fundamentally reshape how you approach the Wasteland's bullet hell challenges. The brilliance of the experience lies in its insidious grace. Between levels, you choose mutations that range from simple health boosts to game-changing abilities, such as tunneling through walls or increasing the force of fatal blows to turn enemies into projectiles. This creates a constant tension. You must be aggressive to collect rads before they vanish, yet reckless rushing leads to death by assassins or off-screen snipers. The majestic audio design provides vital cues, allowing you to read the frantic screen almost by ear. While a successful run can take under an hour, the game offers immense replayability through daily challenges and the ability to loop the campaign for increased difficulty. Map layouts vary, but predictable boss encounters and crate spawns allow for strategic planning. You'll weigh the needs of the moment against future scenarios, such as whether to save heavy ammo for a boss or clear a corridor now. Grubby, greasy, and incredibly compelling, this is a crowning achievement and one of the finest action roguelikes ever made. At number 9 we have Bloons, Tower Defense 6, a tower defense game where everything happens so much. If you prefer simplicity and efficient design, this is not for you. However, if you enjoy being overloaded with content and chaos, it is a perfect fit. The core rules are standard. Place monkey towers to stop invading Bloons, but the complexity lies in the massive volume of units and convoluted upgrade systems that fill your screen with constant fast-paced action. You have access to dozens of towers, each featuring 3 distinct upgrade paths. You must choose wisely, as you can only pick 2 paths per tower, and only one can reach level 3 or higher. This variety is essential for tackling specialized enemies like lead or the dreaded camo Bloons. New to this entry are hero units that level up automatically, providing powerful support. Beyond standard play, the game offers plenty of levels, each with easy, medium, and hard rewards, plus unique challenges that restrict you to certain tower classes and reverse paths. Visually, the game blends 3D monkey towers with 2D environments. While it looks smooth, the sheer number of projectiles can make it hard to tell what is happening. Generally, if nothing is dying, you have a problem. This game is a maximalist masterpiece built for hundreds of hours of mastery for players who want to pop every last invading Bloon. At number 10 we have Minit, that most rare of joyful things, a really good idea, done really well. You play as a little bird-like pixel character in a black and white world, cursed to live for only 60 seconds at a time. Presented as a top-down Game Boy era adventure reminiscent of Zelda, the game tasks you with uncovering the mystery of this curse while constantly dropping dead. However, You quickly return to life in your bed to try again and again, forever. The brilliance of this Groundhog Moment existence lies in permanence and smart progression. While your life is fleeting, certain actions have lasting effects. Found items like a sword or watering can remain with you, and you can open permanent shortcuts to bypass dangerous enemies. Even better, finding a new bed changes your rebirth location, allowing you to venture deeper into the world without starting from scratch. Gameplay becomes a fascinating mix of experimental and planned runs. A minute feels agonizingly short when you're inches away from a switch, yet surprisingly long once you have streamlined your route. You become nonchalant about death, perhaps fitting 80 deaths into your first 60 minutes of play. Despite the minimalist aesthetic, the characters are joyfully created, and the world feels vibrant. With a plethora of puzzles, secret areas, and collectibles to discover, Minit executes its central conceit with absolute deftness. It is a charming, clever RPG where sections that seem impossible suddenly becomes possible through persistence and quick thinking. And that's all for this bundle. The awesome Games Done Quick 2026 bundle is an absolute steal for anyone who loves high-octane gameplay. For just $10, you're snagging bangers like Nuclear Throne, Shovel Knight King of Cards, and BPM bullets per minute. It is a perfect mix of retro vibes and modern indies, all while supporting a great cause. Whether you're speedrunning SEUM or chilling with Bloons TD6, the value here is insane. Grab it before the timer hits 0. It is a total GG for your wallet. Just note that Minit is on GOG, not Steam. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.